So here we are with another video, and this is kind of a weird start, but you guys should know that I have been having camera problems lately on my phone, so a lot of the video was cut from last week, but I have a few clips here, the first one being the opening of box number 1. Alright, smoker's lit. Let's get into hive 1 quickly before it goes out again. Nice sunny day today, so hopefully they won't be too upset. Good girl up here. Uh-oh. Still see plenty of pollen patty left. There's everybody. Hello, ladies. We have ants. A few ants. Doesn't seem to be too much, so I don't know that I'm worried about it yet. Smoke across the top. Check this out for a minute. They have been chewing at it. You can see your bite marks there. Down, please. Go down. Okay. Let's dig in. So they still haven't made it over here. They're still only on 3 bars. These guys are moving really slow. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know how fast they're to move, but I feel like it's going slow. Here's the outermost comb. This was the one last week where we didn't see a queen, so I'm hoping to see her this week. Let's these guys to go down a bit here. I got one buzz in my face, so we're happy about that. Okay, this one is full of nectar till about halfway. If I can get these guys to scoot over a bit. Yeah, this whole frame is just nectar and pollen. There are no eggs here at all. Okay. And I don't see a queen. I think we'd see eggs if we saw a queen on this one. But, oh, smoker's smoking me out now. Put it on the ground. Yeah, so, wow, this comb is thick. This has gotten fat. Okay, that's fantastic. So, what we have here is a supersedure cell. So these guys are trying to make a new queen. That may be because she, like I said, had a terrible laying pattern. So I understand. I don't see her in here, but that's what these are. 1, 2, and 3, and you can tell they're not swarm cells because they're not down here on the way bottom like that. These were eggs that she laid that they are trying to emergency turn into a queen by making them longer. What are you doing, girl? By making them long enough to support a queen. Huh, well, she wasn't laying great anyways, so I'm not too upset about that. I just hope that those go well and give us a good queen. And this girl right here is still freaking out on me. Get off. Okay, so let's put this one in there gently because it's got our future queens on it. And I'm not terribly surprised at that, actually. And hopefully she does better than the last one. Let's check the final frame. Well, this hive has been struggling the whole time. It's the less active of the two, flying in and out. It's more heavily depending on the sugar syrup than its counterpart. And there's a couple more emergency supersedure cells on this one. I don't see the queen here either. What's all this? Well, there's a number. This looks like they're trying to make more, or something weird is happening here. These combs are built up really tall. There's a couple in there face down, but they look like they're still alive. They're doing something in there. So there's a little patch of eggs and larvae here. A couple eggs here and there, mostly pollen, some nectar up across the top. See if we can get them to move a little bit. Break it up. Girls. Try to get them to run back down into the box. Still don't see your queen. Bring it up a little more. Well, I kind of want to get a close-up of this so I can have other people look at it. So as you can see, they're really bulging out. That's kind of weird. There's some chewed off cappings right there. Really hoping these are coming in focus. I don't know what's going on here. This looks really weird. Still no sign of the queen. And these are loud. It could be drones. Here's a drone. Although I don't know if that came in the package or if it's new or what. I doubt it's new. That is weird. Lots of pollen. So that's it for this one. Still no queen. Let's see the other side. Okay. Nothing really to note over here, looks like. The queen. No eggs. Yeah. Alright, let's throw this one back in there. All over, and they are buzzing me so hard. I can feel the vibration of her wings through my glove. That's impressive. I don't know why she's doing that exactly. Okay, go back home. Sorry, girl. Back home, back home, back home, back home. Alright, so that's it for that one. We'll give this back to them, and we'll leave them alone and let their instincts to replace their queen, which I wasn't impressed with, take over. And hopefully some of my beekeeping comrades can tell me what that other crap was. As you can see, not a great sign, not a good start to the day, so let's check out hive number 2. Okay, here we go with number 2. Remember last time we saw the queen on this one and she was doing great. The laying pattern was super thick. Honey, pollen, etc. We're just making sure everything's still going well. Keep sticking this one down on us. Well, that would be because of some bird comb that got in there. Don't see the queen up here. Let's smoke them down. My smoker's actually staying lit today. This is awesome. And they are munching on that. Wow, I just saw a whole wave of them come out from underneath this pollen patty. They are destroying it. Let's get some of this off here. We don't want any of this up here. Take it off up here as well. Let's get them off of it before we do. The bridge and frames together. Maybe I left too much room between these frames over here. Excuse me, these frames over here. But they're building comb. It's better than I can say for the other hive. This one's got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're working on number 5 compared to 3 in number 1. Well, these top ones are mostly full of nectar. Yeah. We'll save this for a taste sample later. The pollen patty out of the way. Yeah, you can see they've been devouring that pollen patty. And the sun showed up. let's do this. Let's check the farthest out frame first. So they're just starting over here. Actually, they're starting on to number 6 already. These guys are almost ready for another box. And look at that, they're all nice and calm compared to the sound we were getting from the other. I think that other hive is queenless because they were way loud, especially compared to this one. This frame is all nectar and pollen. No, there's no, oh, no, she's got eggs sprinkled around it all. Actually, in every one that doesn't have nectar or pollen in it has got an egg in it. So it looks like they're fighting for space right now. She probably made it over here after they had already started filling those up with pollen and nectar. So sorry, video cut out on me again. I don't know why it does that. So I was saying, number 5 here. These guys are all got a lot of comb on them. Up to number 6, they're starting to lay comb, so pretty soon they're going to need another box because they were on 3 last week. A week and a half later, they're on 6. So very soon they're going to fill up. Let's go this next one. I want to see if we can see some capped brood before we call it a day. Excuse me, girls. Nice full frame of bees. Got some larvae. Tons of eggs. Just 1 egg per cell. Don't see the queen. Going around. Oh, there we go. Ooh, here come the defenders. So all of that is capped brood, capped baby larvae, becoming new bees. Notice the other hive did not have any of this. Well, I guess it had a little bit. Wow, these guys are really trying to get me. Their defensive status has gone up. Even the little holes that you see that don't have caps on them have eggs and larvae. Freshly hatched larvae, it looks like. See some really tall cells here too, but I think those may be drones. It's like nipple looking things. Right here. In all the videos I've seen, I haven't seen it as 3-dimensional as that. I always thought it was very flat brood capping, so maybe it's just something I'm seeing for the first time. Still no sign of Queen Boss Lady. I'll probably check one more here. And then it looks like they're doing fantastic. I don't need to mess with them too much. Plenty of defenders. That's great. Coming out to let me know they know about me. All this comb needs to take a hike. Just filling it with pollen. That's all pollen right there. Right here. Okay, let's lift her up. Another great frame of brood. Lots of larvae in those gaps. Some more 3-dimensional little nipple cells. I just don't know what those are. Don't see a queen. Plenty of pollen and honey up above, or nectar. No capped honey yet. Check the back side. So this one is much better. This one is doing great. I found out what those little, I called them nipples, were. They are drones. Apparently they'll put a male egg in a bunch of female eggs, and they just have to bump it out a little bit to allow for the bigger bee. So on to the solution for box number 1. I talked to a local beekeeper and asked them what I should do. And there's a little bit of bee math involved that kind of helped my answer. So here I'll explain that for you guys. Okay, so here we are with a little bit of bee math for you guys. Here's our install date. April 19th. That's when we put our packages into the hives. So even if we assume every bee was born that day, knowing the bees live to be about 50 days old, approximately, give or take, June 8th, all these bees should be dead. So here we are, 5/6. This is the day we notice that our queen has been replaced. She's being replaced, and we have capped queen cells. So if we know it takes 7 days for a queen to hatch after being capped, we're on May 13th. Then it could take her anywhere from 3 to 2 weeks, 3 days to 2 weeks for her to get out and get mated. So that's anywhere from May 16th to May 27th for her to go get mated and return to the hive and start laying eggs. It takes 21 days for eggs to turn into larvae, hatch into larvae, turn into pupa, get capped, hatch out, all of that. 21 days added on to 16. That's going to be a fantastic number, isn't it? 15 to the 31st, plus another 6, so we're talking 6. And added onto this, 421 is 17. So here is where we are currently scheduled to start getting fresh new bees from this new queen that we saw in cells today. Obviously, this is not going to work. Sorry for the glare there. This is not going to work. If everything went perfectly and she immediately got breeded and immediately came back and started laying eggs, we're under the date. But again, this is assuming that all of the bees were born the day we put them in there. And I know that that's obviously false. Bees didn't even make the drive up. So they were born well before that. We have a good mix of bees. These would be the newest bees, and they'd still probably be even a few days before that because it took a couple days to drive. So here's the problem. So that explanation leads us to today. You get to go on a little turn with me, where we are headed over and we need to add some baby bees to the bad hive from the good hive. I don't like the idea of weakening our awesome hive, who is a bit ahead of schedule, ahead of expectations, but without that help, the other bees are going to die. They won't make it. So, well, never say never. They may, but the likelihood of them surviving through this is highly unlikely, so we have to intervene. Let's go do that. We've run home from job number 1, between job number 1 and job number 2, grabbed our beekeeping equipment, still in our fancy collared shirt, and we're prepared to open up a beehive. And plan is to open up both lids, find some unsealed brood babies, unsealed, uncapped baby bees from the good hive, and put them into hive number 2, and take one of the frames out of hive number 2 and put it into hive number 1. I'm just going to move a blank one since can't see me very well, since the first hive is doing so great. They don't really need any help from the bad hive, so we'll just grab a blank foundation and move it over, and we're going to do it really fast so we can go to work. Alright, here we are at the good hive. I'm not going to bother smoking them because we're going to try to be in and out today. No queen. I'm just going to find a good candidate, sit it on the ground, box these guys back up, and throw it in the other one. Oh, again, these guys got this stuck down. We want to make sure the one that we pick does not have the queen on it either. No queen there. The defenders are already letting me know that they're aware of my presence. Again, they're just going nuts over this pollen patty. That's a good sign. Now, we want to find non-capped brood. Very aware of me. this hive, or sorry, this frame, has a lot of eggs in it, a lot of nectar, and a lot of pollen. So actually, pull them out of the way a little bit. Yeah, there's a good amount of eggs in the top, in the middle. Oh, here come the defenders. I'm wondering though if there's a better one. This one doesn't have a lot. It's kind of half supplies, half eggs. So we'll leave that one tilted up for now. Oh, maybe we won't. Okay, it's the fifth one. Let's go for number 4. Yeah, they're not happy about me. You know, I actually see babies. I actually see really little bees here. So these guys are already hatching too. No, that can't be. They haven't been in here long enough yet. Even if she laid the day I got them, they wouldn't be hatched yet. Okay. This entire frame is filled. Wow, that's great. And there's a bunch of capped there. You know, I'm going to give this one to him because this one has both capped and uncapped. So we're going to make sure queen's not on here. This was a really big black one, a really big black queen, so I don't think she'd be hiding this well. It would be death for this hive if I put her over there, so I'm making sure. Okay, so I don't see her. Let's give these guys a quick brush. Well, they weren't big fans of that. Let's see if I get stung today for the first time. Holy shit, that's a lot of bees. First time doing that maneuver. Okay. So now we got a cut camera, move over a blank foundation frame from over here into this guy, seal them back up, put this one in there, and we're done for the day. And there we have it. Everybody's saved, hopefully. In case the video quality wasn't great, I was just going to do a little outro. The frame that I took from the good hive, one side of it, shaking. A little bit of an adrenaline rush there. The frame from the good hive was on one side fully covered with capped bees. That means they've gone through their egg stage, their larva stage, and are now pupas and are on their way to being hatched. And the other side was covered in young larvae and eggs. Apparently this keeps the worker bees in the bad hive from thinking that they're in a death spiral. This will help them not produce a laying worker when an unfertilized worker starts laying eggs, as some sort of last-ditch effort to try to survive, or because she can only lay male eggs. Some people say that it's an attempt to get their DNA out into the world one last time before they die, because the unfertilized eggs are boy eggs. So there's kind of some theories behind that, but giving them capped brood means that they'll have babies soon to replenish their numbers. Giving them uncapped brood means that they won't feel the need to, hopefully, they won't feel the need to make for a worker to step up and start laying eggs that are all unfertilized. And from what I hear, that becomes a nightmare. So hopefully this staved them off a little longer. I checked out the queen cups. They're still capped. Nobody's chewed their way out yet. So we're still waiting on her to show up. She'll take, as seen in the math video, the math clip, she'll take anywhere from 3 to 14 days, 3 days to 2 weeks, just depending on weather and if she wants to get out of there and go get mated and how pushy the other bees are, etc. So there is also the chance that she'll hatch and fight with the other queens that are also trying to hatch. And if she's damaged beyond flight, I don't even want to know. I don't want to think about what I'm gonna have to do to fix that. Hopefully she gets out before the other ones do. It's merciless. She'll go sting them through the cell walls and kill them, or they'll rip off the cappings and kill them that way. The first queen to hatch wins, so hopefully she's a good one. But that's it. I think we saved the day, and we'll see you guys next week.